Well, here it comes.
You ever had you go to the gas station, 7-Eleven, wherever, you're trying to get re-upped on your pouches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it not always feel like a game of it's like a scavenger hunt to try to point out to the guy what pouches you're trying to get?
My gosh.
So I'm doing this thing. I'm collecting in my empty cans, and I started collecting orange and purple ones. I'm gonna try to make a Clemson tabletop for the man cave or whatever. Put get it laid out, have maybe the orange ball, purple background, something like that. Get it covered over. So anyway, this particular brand, they got some cans, this cool orange color that I think would be great. Tropical heat's the flavor. It's awesome. But then they got the purple wild berry, which is a really good one too. But anyway, so I go to the same gas station I go to. I mean, it's on the way to work. Go there multiple times a week. Me and the guy basically are on first name basis. Right. So I go in there. I said, all right, let me get the wild berry 6s or wild berry 9s and give me the tropical heat 6s. All right. So first of all, the first thing he points to is just random cinnamon or whatever. I'm like, no, buddy, I just told you wild berry 9. Is that, you do the whole point it out, go up one.
To left, right,
yes,
Battleship, like you're playing Battleship.
Yes, exactly. So we finally I said, give me the wild berry 9 and give me those tropical heat 6s. All right, it's right there and right there. And so, it's a game of Battleship, right? We finally get the wild berry 9s. Then he gets over to the tropical heats after pulling an arm and leg. He's like, we don't have 9s in this, only 6s. And I was like, buddy, I know you only have 6s. That's why I told you tropical heat 6. But come on, bring it on over. But no, it's like, buddy, I come here every other day, and it's there's been the same thing since I started this project that I'm working on. I've been getting the same 2 combinations.
It cracks me up because you're right. There's always my gas station, and wherever I've lived, I've always had one that I've always gone to. Right now, it's a Spinks gas station on my way to work, on my way home from work, so I can hit it either way. It's the same guy every morning. He's actually super happy to be there, but it's always the same routine. I'm like, nope, not that one, not that one. And finally, you just start describing colors.
Yes.
Down one from the dark blue, like that one. He's like, oh, right in front of me. I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
literally
same
right in
spot
front
it's
of you.
been in. Same spot it's been in the last 5 times I've been in here, getting the same thing. I always hit up this one gas station because for this particular brand, it's all kind of worked out. I can type my phone number in and I get 2 cans for $4, which is dirt cheap nowadays with the way the world is. I'm just like, buddy, I've been coming here for years now. And then, in the last 2 months, I've been getting the same combination. They're in the same spot every time. It feels like the first time every time.
You'd think you'd have, just some kind of pattern recognition, something he would know. But granted, I don't know how many people they see in a day, but still, if I did it for that long, I think I would be able to be muscle memory.
You would learn the brands and what colors what, and then you just got to find the numbers at the top, right? Buddy, I'm never going to be getting 2s and 3s, unless I'm trying to get off of it for a while and wind down. But I'm in the thick of it. I need full strength. Stay locked in.
It's only October. I need the full.
Spinks, that's kind of a South Carolina chain. We don't really have those out there, but they were always pretty clean stores. Bathrooms were always in good shape.
Love them. And especially if it's one that has the kitchen. This one has the kitchen in it, so
fried chicken and all that. Yeah,
Spinks chicken. People sleep on it. It's pretty good.
Hey, speaking of clean bathrooms, I know I sent you this, but did you check out that Delaware piss wall?
Yeah.
So Delaware, the University of Delaware, or Delaware University, they just made the jump, right, to FBS. And apparently a tradition that they've had there is now making the rounds. Of course, it hits football Twitter, and it just takes off from there. And it's a bathroom. Jack, you remember those old bathrooms at Clemson where you're just using a trough? It's you and 30 other dudes peeing in a bathtub, and you get back to your seats.
Camaraderie.
Not in Delaware, dude. It's in Delaware, you just pee on the wall. And they call
I
it the
mean,
piss wall, and apparently it's famous. I don't even
some
see
nice
drains
tile.
on this. The
So
tile looks solid.
I did some research. I clicked the article. That's the research I
Okay.
did. And if you go to it, oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There is a drain.
Okay.
It's just like in the floor. So you're literally, it's just hitting the wall, rolling down, and everybody's mixing and melding there on the bottom. But yeah, apparently people are really passionate about it, I guess. Says they have no plans to take it away, and fans would revolt if they did.
Well, in a day and age where I don't know if you saw this, but it was like a month or two ago, Cracker Barrel tried changing their logo. Did you see all that?
Yeah.
They tried taking the old man away, and the stock dropped, however much percent, and it was a
Yeah.
mess. People love they love what they know, right? Or they love what they've always known. If you're a
Yeah.
Delaware alum and you've always had the piss wall, and one day you go in there and there's urinals, they would just pee on the
Yeah.
wall out of spite.
Well, and like Cracker Barrel, so like they did a whole rebrand of the inside too. Like they were painting it like millennial gray or whatever they call it, just like
Yeah.
white, like making it fresh looking. And people were like, "This is not what I come to Cracker Barrel for." And also, like, come on, Cracker Barrel, like you know who you are. You know why people go there. It's not for this fresh, updated look. It's because you got a cool store out front that I can buy jawbreakers from while I'm waiting on my table, and a big fireplace in the middle and some biscuits, whatever. But yeah, no,
Checkers and what was the game where you had like those golf tee things that you
God,
had
what
to
do they
like
call that?
you had to like jump the other golf tees on this triangle. I don't remember what that game's called, but yeah, that's what you go to Cracker Barrel for. Get you a jawbreaker, some candy you ain't seen in years that somehow Cracker Barrel still got.
They call it the peg game, I guess.
Kind of a basic name. I figured it'd have something a little cooler than that, but
Yeah, and it was like if you leave 1 tee, you're a genius, or you leave 2, you're like leave 5, you're a moron, and all this stuff. Like that's what we go to Cracker Barrel for.
Yeah.
But
The
I'm looking
little
at this
things.
piss wall, and the more I think about it, is you see how there's a wet floor sign? Well, I guess you can't see it anymore, but there's a wet floor sign in the middle and an extra drain. I'm sure the maintenance people, this is probably the easiest bathroom to clean in the world.
Roll the pressure washer
Just
in.
let everything run out. Like,
But like the vapors that get in the air when they're pressure washing it hits the wall and it turns into a mist. It's toxic. Like,
and I just noticed this. I'm gonna put this picture back up. If you look at this, you can tell where the most popular areas are. I'd say it's here and here, just off the splatter. But yeah, and I don't know how well it's getting cleaned. Do you see all that gunk down there in the drain?
there's some buildup.
It's nice tile though. Those
I
are
don't know
like
how old this
slabs.
stadium is.
It's got to be old.
The wet floor sign cracks me up. Like, that's the icing on the cake. Like, is it wet because they cleaned it? Is it wet because people piss in the floor? Is that what it's all about?
We'll never know.
Man, it kind of reminds me of the locker rooms that we had before they built the new field house for us. Were you even old enough to experience the
Those were
old locker rooms that we had?
Those were my middle school lockers because y'all had already moved into the field house at that point. So I remember them, yeah. Secondhand, we got them after y'all did, so they're probably even worse shape.
Kind of reminds me of the showers room. Like, do you remember the old shower setup where it was like one pole in the middle with just like 4 shower heads?
Yeah.
And so you're all standing, you're tip to tip, like just
making eye contact. It
was a different time, man. Like nowadays,
well, kid wouldn't touch a shower nowadays.
No, they're not touching showers nowadays.
No.
I'll never forget years and years and years ago. You got locker room duty, right? Make sure there's no tomfoolery going on, and you just kind of eyes are on the ground. You're just listening out for foolishness and nipping in the bud if you hear it, right? Just trying to get these kids out of here so you can lock up. Last thing you want to do is be sitting in there, just anyway, whatever. But I'll never forget. Years ago, we did a morning practice or something like that, and this one kid, the tardy bell had already rang for like the next period, and so this kid is like gonna be 10 minutes late in class. What is holding? Like, what's the holdup, man? Like, he was the last one, and he said, "Coach, I don't have any underwear to wear to school." It was a morning practice, so and it's like, well, where's yeah, that sucks. Like, you want some fresh drawers to wear? You got to go sit in a classroom for 8 hours. I get it, bud, but Like, where's the underwear that you were wearing when you showed up this morning? I took a shower in them. So these guys just sopping wet underwear because he went to the showers, rocking his undergarments. And long story short, he went commando the rest of the day, apparently. That's what he said he was going to do.
I mean, you're not going to wear the wet underwear. And
underneath your school uniform clothes.
It's funny you bring that up because we had, like, obviously, you don't have a classroom necessarily. You have an office and, the gym. But my office is located in the locker rooms in between the basketball and the PE lockers. Well, wrestling, we did some moving around. We moved the weight room out to the multi-purpose building. So we had that room, right by the gym. That's our new wrestling room. And they didn't really have a locker room space. Well, I had there was a metal cage basically on the back third of the PE locker room where it was PE equipment is what it was for originally. And they kind of moved into that as their locker room space. And right behind my office, in between the locker rooms, is a shower room, like an old school's built in 1973, a classic shower room. And it's the pole showers that you're talking about, which is 4. I think this one has 6 heads. So you're even tighter. Like you're shoulder to shoulder. But those things, man, have not been used in so long that there is this like perma drip, like congealed green, like blackish stuff coming out, and like they work. You just have to let them run for. I mean, it's
I was
old
about
plumbing.
to say you need to get in there and just fire them up one day and just let it all flush out.
Well, here's the problem. That's now my PE storage space. So there's equipment all in there. The janitors or the custodians put their floor cleaning machines that are broken in there for some reason. So it's just like this multi-purpose room, I guess. But you have to kind of dip and dodge when you're going through there so you don't get any of that shower sludge on you. But it's funny you say that. Yeah, no, we had the overnight practice to start the season, and obviously these kids need to shower. I'm not going to be in this multi-purpose room trying to sleep with these stinky kids after practice. And so we use the freshman gym locker rooms that have, like 8 showers in each locker room, and both are open because no one else is there. Here's the problem. 4 of them have curtains. The others don't. So then these kids are like, I ain't taking a shower with no curtain, man. I'm like, dude, the shower head is on the wall. Like, just face the shower head. What's the problem? I don't understand. I don't want nobody to be looking, I'm like, why are they going to be looking? Like, why in the world?
Yeah, who's meat watching? Like, that's a whole
even
other
weirder.
That's even weirder, man.
Anyway.
Like, I guess because in high school, we always practiced in the afternoons. It was never like a huge issue. Like, I remember college. You get to college and you got lifts in the morning and you got breakfast in class right after that. So you got to be ready to roll. And then you might have practice and then a night lab, or we had study hall after college practices and stuff. And so you got to be cleaned up and you got study hall for another 2 hours after practice.
There is no shame in a college or an NFL locker room.
No,
there ain't no worried about looking or nothing. You go in the shower.
And our lockers in college, good Lord, it was a giant room with about 40 shower heads. And obviously some were in better shape than others. Some got hotter than others. But after years in it, you kind of understood, like, hey, get the showers first. You're going to take this one because it got the best pressure. You get all that stuff figured out. But to then see it to where, like you said, like they might have curtains and they're still not going to go and get in there and get clean. They're going to sit with stanky booty for the next however long. And I don't know. I've been in some places too where, these kids, the home lives aren't great, right? So they might not be taking a shower at the house, might not have running water at the house. Like, you don't know what the situations are. And so they're going to just sit there and fester in that, let that staph infection possibility rear its ugly head, which is a whole can of worms. But anyway.
What's crazy is, like, if we go to when I was in college, we went to an away game, whatever it may be, after the game, players, everybody showering because you're about to hop on a plane or a bus, whatever. But after games, there's usually reporters, maybe bigger games like a bowl game or something. There's reporters in the locker room. Some of those reporters are female reporters. While, a locker room's meant for undressing, whatever, there's just grown men walking across, tail naked to the shower and it's just like this weird. But I never even consider. I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna get my shower in. I ain't riding
No,
on
I
that
ain't going
bus like
home
this.
dirty.
Nope.
Like now that I work, I take 2 showers a day at work. Like I'll shower in the morning. I'll shower before I come home. Like I hate leaving work dirty. I hate like when I'm done with a section of practice, whether it's morning, afternoon, whatever. Like I'm gonna hit the showers. Like it's just part of what I do.
Of course, I did that in high school too. After summer workouts, me and my buddies were going to eat or something. We'd take a shower in the locker room.
That's
so
what
it
it's
could
there
go
for.
on. Yeah,
What it's
I mean,
there
I don't
for.
understand.
I hate leaving dirty. But
let me tell you what else. I'm glad this is on our topic right now because, all right, there's been a heated debate between me and these kids, and some of our coaches have chimed in. So your football girdle, right?
Yeah.
These kids are absolutely stunned that me and a few other coaches would go, like, the girdle was your underwear. You weren't wearing underwear under your girdle.
Yeah.
And they're like shocked. Like they could not believe that. Like, oh, are you kidding me?
That was what the whole whenever these all-in-one girdles first came out, like that was the perk. It was underwear. It had thigh pads, butt pad, hip pad. It was all there. Like, why would I go wearing loose baggy boxers underneath all that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why are y'all like, why are you wearing underwear under underwear? It's basically what you're doing. And they're like, no, that's weird, man. I'm like, why is that weird? Like, you're wearing 6 layers of clothes under your pants. Like, no wonder you're hot right now. You're layered up like it's winter. And I'm the weird one because I wore my underwear correctly, but they don't believe it. So I'm glad you agree with me on that.
No, yeah, we're on the same page.
Well,
absolutely.
And then the next question they asked was, well, what did you do in the locker room? Like, you just took your clothes off and then put your girdle on? I'm like, yeah, it's a locker room, dude.
Yeah.
That's literally what it's for.
The first time they go to a public gym, Planet Fitness, whatever, and like
that old man ain't gonna care. He'll prop his leg up and talk to you.
I promise you that. Like, he is not gonna care. Like,
they're like, what if somebody looks at you? I'm like, dude, it's a locker room. Like, there's etiquette. Like, you don't. I don't know. They go to the stall and change, man. I don't know. These kids are weird. They're bashful.
Bro code. Yeah, you go to a YMCA or something, and there's a water aerobics class getting out with all
Gerald
the elderly.
Ain't gonna
care. No, he is not.
All hanging out. He does not care.
So we had the open week this past week. So not a ton going on other than just no game day stories or anything like that. No, y'all had a game last night. I was trying to find the stream. Do y'all not have?
We don't live stream.
Okay.
For some reason, I was told the district won't let us, but the other schools do it. So I don't really know what the deal is, to be honest with you.
Well, I'll leave it at that. Y'all have the.
We have all the capabilities in the world to do it. Just I was told we weren't allowed to. I'll leave it at that. But
I was trying to find y'all's game since I didn't have anything Friday night, and just about everywhere out here, especially at the 5As, especially at the 6A level, you're going to be able to find a live stream, whether it's the school district's YouTube channel, and maybe they've got a AV department that puts on a student broadcast or something like that. Like, you got ways to watch games. But I was going to try to fire y'all up, and I was trying to keep up with the score, but I don't think it was close whenever I was keeping up on Twitter. It was like 14-14 or 21-14, something like that.
So it was pretty back and forth there. It's a triple option offense is what we were playing. One of the private schools, St. Joseph, and they're a good team. We were neck and neck going back and forth there before the half, and that's one of the perks of their offense is they can milk the clock. And we got on defense, and we could not stop them. We couldn't get a 3 and out. And once they got ahead of the 50, they were going to go for it on 4th, and they just kept pushing. I think they had a 9-minute drive, so they basically took a whole quarter out of the game.
That's tough.
And, we had some, again, these are like week 1 mistakes that we just can't seem to fix right now. Missed tackles, missed assignments. Literally, you fix those, and we probably come out on top. But, at the end of the day, they executed, we didn't. It was our senior nights. That's always a cool, I guess, event or whatever for our seniors going out. They get their recognition before the game, and that's always a cool moment as a coach to just kind of dap them up as they're coming off and being like, all right, appreciate you, man, proud of you. Let's go get them, whatever. Yeah, it's no JV game. We did not have a JV because we actually played their JV earlier in the year. I think I mentioned it on here about how they had like a big either baptism or something. It's a Christian school, so they had like a baptism on Thursday or something. So we played them earlier. We couldn't find a makeup game. We pulled a lot of the younger guys that deserved it up. And as kind of a reward, some of them got significant playing time. But the funny thing is we did not. So we ended up pulling up more than we anticipated, I think is what happened. And it ended up being like, all right, who's going to wear what number? This guy needs to be eligible. This guy doesn't. And so we're doing that whole dance. And then we got to figure out decals, right? Decal their helmets up and not pointing any fingers, but about 20 decals went missing. And, you know, we ended up not having enough. So there was like some interesting, you know, mix and match we had to do to make it work. We got everybody decaled. And I thought it was done. Well, now it's game day, pregame, and it's time to give out pants. And the size, so the younger guys obviously are going to be your smalls and mediums probably, but a lot of our older guys also wear smalls and mediums because they like them to be, you know, super tight, and they think they can wear them short. And I'm like, the ref's going to tell you to pull them down. Like, there's no point, whatever. A few of the younger guys had, you know, they don't know what they're doing. They just went in there and got, you know, smalls or mediums, whatever they wear. Well, then it comes to the older guys who are always taking forever. They came in and like, there's no more smalls. There's no more smalls. And I'm like, all right, let's go in this locker room. We're going to have to do a little flip flop with these younger
break
kids.
Some hearts.
Yeah. I mean, some of the kids, JV kids, were tore up. I got to wear a medium. Like, they're going to be so baggy. I'm like, why do you care? Like, if I was a Thursday night player and I got pulled up like I did my freshman year for the playoffs, I was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
I didn't care what number you gave me. I didn't care what I looked like. I was just happy to be there. They were all worried about how they're going to look in their little mirror pic before the game.
It's all about, yeah, the mirror pic and the new pro, because that's going to be a profile picture for a lot of those guys or their new huddle profile page.
Walking around school on Friday like they're 6'4". Like, come
chest
on, man.
poked out. Are y'all gonna keep those guys up, or I mean, y'all only have. Where are y'all at are y'all at game 9 or game 10?
Game 10 is this week. This is our last game of the regular season.
Gotcha.
And then we'll have playoffs, 2 more guaranteed because, you know, if we win the playoff game, we keep going. But they'll go back down this week. JV will play Christchurch is who we got this week. And if JV wins, they win the region. And then varsity, if we win, it affects the seeding, the playoff game we'll have the next week. So looking for a win there too. If we would have won out these last 2, we would have hosted a home playoff game, which is kind of nuts to think after. If you look at our region record, you wouldn't be like home playoff, but just the way it kind of worked out.
Yeah, because especially how South Carolina does it where, you know, you got upper state and lower state. It's not like in Texas, they take the state and divide it into these quadrants, right? And then they got ways that, but you know that this seed from this district's going to play this seed from this district. And first round, usually you get some home playoff games in that first round, but after that, it's all neutral sites, unless the coaches want to flip a coin for a home field advantage or something like that. But usually they don't want to do that. They'd rather just neutral site it.
Yeah.
But we usually don't. I mean, unless there's a pressing need and there's a guy on the JV1 that you feel like could hold his own, you know, you don't want to go pull up a guy and he not get any snaps, you know, for the whole season and him basically waste his sophomore year or whatever. So we try our best to roll with what we got varsity wise, mix and match without having to pluck from the JV1. But
so
we might end up.
We were down a game on JV this year.
Okay.
Basically, it was just like they had an extra game anyway, so why not? But
like
here's
you said,
the thing.
Why not?
There was the select few initially were ones that were going to get significant playing time. Like they were there for a reason because of injuries or whatever. And then, you know, you always have those kids who will ask or whatever. And they're great kids. They work hard. And, you know, you're like, you know what?
You want to reward that too.
You've earned it. You know, we'll let you do it, but you're probably not going to play. Like, just heads up. And I think it just kind of, you know, got out of hand from there. But it all worked out. Everybody was dressed in their baggy pants and decaled up. But
Yeah,
They enjoyed nothing.
for a Friday night, just to try to let some of our JV1 guys just kind of get a feel for. It's really just for home games too. Just to let them get a feel for what a Friday night is like, the atmosphere is
Yeah.
like when you come off the field on defense, what bench you go to, what the adjustments are like. We'll let some of those guys wear like the away jersey
Yeah.
and just go ahead and tell them like, look, you're here to help us be hype, be a good rah guy. You're here to kind of experience Friday night. It's supposed to be a carrot we're dangling. You've done some great work on scout team all week, but do not get in the way. We kind
Yeah.
of preface
Yeah.
all that with them. And then usually when the first round of the playoffs come around, if you've been somebody that's been a scout for us all year and you've done a great job, like we'll pull up the 22 scouts or
Mhm.
the 22 best scouts and dress them out for a Friday night. So usually at round one playoff games, a really big roster. Yeah, I mean, other than that, we would hate to pull a guy up for 1 week just because of an injury, send them back down the next week. Like usually we'll kind of mix and match to
Yeah.
make it work for that particular week with what we got. But yeah, no, it's always interesting to hear how some folks kind of take care of their JV sub varsity guys. Yeah, we would never have. I say never. We maybe have had a JV2 guy. Don't ever really let the freshmen do that. We want that to be just for, we want to keep that carrot dangling, right? Well, hey, work towards
Mhm.
this. And maybe when you're a sophomore on JV, if you're doing great work, then we'll let you be the guy that holds up the banners, covering up our signalers or something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, everybody has their ways of doing it, but you do want to take care of those guys because sometimes it's a grind for those guys that get lost. Especially the guys that are going to take time to develop. Maybe they were a freshman B teamer, then they were a JV twoer their sophomore year, junior, their JV1. Like their senior year might be their only year on varsity, and they are just for 3 years grinding, and maybe they're great program kids and stuff. You want to have some way to reward them and take
Yeah.
care of them in that regard. But now for us, open week, we only practice on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays during the open week. Monday we'll do film and weights, take care of the previous game. Tuesday, Wednesday, you're kind of just polishing up what's giving you problems up to this point in the season and just maybe some things you got to get back to basics on some things and just get back right. And then usually that Thursday of the open week, by that point, we've already broken down a lot of who we're playing that next week. And so we already have some ideas. We might start introducing maybe the base defense or whatever. So Thursdays, usually we make it a lighter version of a normal Monday or Tuesday for us, but try to take it real light on them, get our feet back underneath us, make sure we're good. But keeping them engaged is the hard part.
Yep.
Like they don't have a game Friday. Some of those guys are just straight tuned out. It's like, buddy, we turn right around after this. Jack, we're in a 4-way tie for first right now in our district. Yeah.
Jeez.
Now two of those four teams are gonna, or let's see, a bunch of them except for us play each other next week. So there's still some things that are to be seen, but it won't be a 4-way tie after this coming week. Yeah, we might be if we can handle our business. We got to take a trip out to East Texas Friday night on Halloween, and hopefully we can take care of our business out there. And who knows what the good Lord's got in the works for us? But that last game for us might be a district championship game or fighting for the 1 seed. And it could be a home playoff game for us the week after that. So yeah, we're in the thick of it right now, and just trying to keep these guys engaged. The late bye week it's kind of nice because you've grinded through it. We've been able to keep things together, put ourselves in pretty good position, but we got to be able to turn right around this coming week and be all eyes locked in and finish this regular season off and see where the future goes after that. But I was going to see what, you guys already had your open week earlier. We talked about that some, but we like to do little competitions, just some fun stuff at the end of some of those open week practices and stuff. We'll get the kids to nominate a representative from the defense and the offense. And one day we had them running fat man routes, one-on-ones, right? And
Yeah.
letting the lineman go get after it a little bit. We, one of the days we did a field goal kick or extra point kick. And you pick somebody right from each side, maybe 4 guys each side and keep track of who actually makes one. Usually whoever can just make one is going to end up winning. But, gosh, we we picked this one fella. He's a great kid, but he had no business trying to kick a ball. And so our head coach was spotting the ball for the long snapper, and he didn't get out of the way before the kick, and nearly got decapitated by this D lineman that was going up there to try to kick this field goal. But I don't know. You guys do anything in particular during the open week to keep things fresh?
Yeah, we'll do. Obviously, it's going to be a little lighter. Kind of where ours is in the season. We're trying to kind of recoup before region play. But, we do a little bit of the stuff you're talking about. We did one-on-one with the big boys. They always love that for some reason. And then,
do your guys always pick out-breaking routes?
Yeah.
Like corner routes
always.
Or out route? I'm like, do y'all realize that's a harder catch, right? One, it's a harder throw. Like, just line up wide and beat the guy inside. Like, you're going against a D tackle or an offensive guard. Like, just get inside first, stem them out, break in, catch a slant.
What cracks me up is ours, I had one kid try to run a fade, right? I'm like, buddy.
Nice.
Like, come on now. I realize who's guarding you, but like, come on. And then they always make these noises when they're making their breaks or whatever. They're like, I'm like, buddy, it took you 2 seconds to get out there, but whatever. It's always a sight. And, occasionally you'll see somebody get their ankles crossed up and fall down, and everybody's like, oh, the big guy comes off, put me at receiver. We're like, no, that ain't happening, buddy.
Yeah, we, gosh, in the mornings, because our freshmen and JVs all had a bye week too, we weren't able to find a filler game for them because, like you said, they're going to end up being a game short for the B teams. They will. So in the mornings, just trying to keep some things fresh with those guys because they don't have playoffs, right? So they got 2 more games, and then it starts off season for them, or boot camp, as I like to call it, which needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
But our offensive guys that help out with the freshmen decided to install an entire offense full of some fun stuff.
Nice.
Not to let too many things out of the bag, but so it made it a really interesting week. But we're also working situations with them, trying to build football IQ. And so we work some kind of scenarios every day. Well, we're working this one scenario. I think it was offenses down 2 with a minute and a half and 1 timeout. All starts at the 50-yard line, something like that, whatever this scenario was. Well, I'm getting down. I'm keeping track of the clock just to try to keep, sometimes those offensive guys, like you talked about with those refs, taking 50 seconds between plays, for a play clock. Anyway, so I'm keeping track. Like I'm a defensive guy, so I want to make sure we're setting us up to stop them. Well, they go to spike the ball. They're just kill, and they're just trying to line it down, spike it, right? There's 4 seconds left on my watch. And snap the ball, little freshman quarterback spikes it in the ground. One of these freshmen on defense goes, "What kind of throw was that?" I'm like, buddy, that is why we're working this right now. That's called a spike. And now that stopped the clock with 3 seconds left, and they're at the 5-yard line and got to play. But just some of the lack of football, just wherewithal.
Yeah.
It's missing.
It's I'm gonna tell you, I bring a flag practice. So we had a referee last year. I guess it's been long enough. I probably won't get in trouble. He was terrible, and he was throwing flags left and right for the dumbest stuff. Half of them I don't even think are penalties. Whatever. Well, halftime hits, and he had forgotten to pick up his flag. So I said, "I'm taking that. He ain't throwing that thing anymore." Put it in my pocket and kept it as a little souvenir. But I bring it out to practice with me now. So I'll sit here. We're running team or something. We're running 2-minute, whatever it is. Offense is sitting there taking forever. I'm just like, I'm going to throw it. I'm looking at Coach Rowland, our defense coordinator. Like, I think I'm going to throw it. And I just go throw it out. And then the offense, they all get mad. And I'm like, I'm trying to help you. Like, we're going to get in the game and do this. They're going to throw the flag. I'm trying to look out for you, man. But it's always a good time. Coach Norton hates it, but that's kind of why I like it.
You want to keep them honest, right? Yeah, sometimes those offensive guys, they take a lot of liberty with how much time they get between some of these plays.
I'll tell you what really makes them mad, though, is if they do break one during team, whatever, long run for a touchdown, I'll just toss it on the ground. I'll be like, looks like a hold right here on 51. That thing's coming back. And they all get they all get mad.
So how we try to work our team settings is even if a D lineman blows through, and it is an obvious sack. Try to teach him to fly by the quarterback. That way the quarterback can still get the throw off so we can get the DBs some work on those given plays. All right. Well, like you said, the worst is when we've had maybe one or two guys go do flybys at this point in the pass rush, and the quarterback rips off to the wheel route that took forever to develop.
And they still celebrate.
And they catch it, and they're out there hooting and hollering, whatever. I'm like, but we sacked them twice, and one to grow on. If we actually are calling stuff.
It's like inside run when they run an outside run. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, we ain't even got nobody out there. Yeah, no crap you scored. Like,
gotta love it. Yes. Speaking of just more open week madness, it's really always with the younger guys, right? So our last game of the year is actually on a Thursday varsity game. And so that means the JV and freshman games that week will be on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And so we won't be able to record that Wednesday either, by the way. But I guess on the original schedule or on the original system prior to the year starting, it was a Friday night varsity, Thursday night sub-varsity. And then just along the way, it got noticed. And so made that schedule change. So this is 2 weeks from now, right? And it moved it to a Wednesday on their thing and yada, yada. Well, it sends out a message when there's been a schedule change. Even if it's 2 weeks out, it'll still send a message. And we get an email Wednesday morning, got practice with the guys, and we get an email from one of the kids that says, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to make the game tonight. They changed the schedule that late. We're like, buddy, we don't have a game this week. Like, you were talking about something 2 weeks from now, like maybe read the dates, keep yourself in check, but you can't take anything for granted. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna make, well, where are you at right now? We're practicing right now. Where are you at?
I'm looking at the
excuses are like, buttholes, right? Everybody's got one.
Oh my God. And
they'll
the
use
excuses they come up with don't even get me started.
I can't even remember all the links I was sending. Yeah, we're recording this on a Saturday, so I had an entire week here and there as I kind of see, and we might not get to all of them today, but I knew the piss wall was something we needed to make sure we got covered.
But yeah, I had to cover.
I can't even remember some of the other ones I sent. If you got them loaded up,
I do. One of them probably shouldn't get to that one.
Oh, what was that one? We ain't got to put it on. We can just describe it for the listening audience.
Yeah, so it's a South Carolina. This looks like a tailgate lot.
It's the porta potty one.
It's the porta potty. This guy opens a porta potty door and sees some activity going on.
Sees some activity, like some nefarious activity going on.
Yeah,
with another fan from South Carolina.
And probably the craziest thing to me.
Gender.
Yeah. There's a couple people. Yeah. Anyway,
it's the one right where the guys open it up,
and
all he sees is he just sees cheeks and turns around and closes the door.
And what's crazy is that obviously this is a public place. This is a porta john. Okay.
Ugh.
The person is fully unclothed, pants at his ankles, no shirt. Like, why did you feel the need to take the shirt off? Like, your pants are still at your ankles.
You know that thing's nasty. It's a porta potty at a college football game in the armpit of South Carolina, Columbia.
Yeah. You know it's hot.
You know it's hot. It's never not hot in Columbia, South Carolina. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, we can't show that one. I think our description maybe was good enough for the folks listening.
Yeah, they've probably seen it before. Let me get the other one. I can show the other one. Let me get this shared over. I got the playoff brackets pulled up on the other screen, so I'm going back and forth here.
Let me get the sound clip ready. I'm hearing myself.
Man, this is about to be.
All right, play it.
Motherfucking spine buster.
I mean, that is a kill shot. Oh my God. What'd they call targeting on that?
Had to be, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him that head to head. We got rocked, though, and a fumble. Pretty good looking stat sheet for that guy. Who is that? Is that Sellers?
I think that's Louisiana Tech.
I thought it was South Carolina.
Somebody. I can't remember who they played early in the week.
It's definitely LA Tech. the field, and then I don't know who the. Oh, I'll watch this game. This was like a Tuesday night, Wednesday night game.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it is, New Mexico State or somebody, but yeah, he got rocked. Speaking of Sellers, though, did you watch that South Carolina game today? South Carolina,
No,
Bama.
I didn't. I saw
Sellers.
so we had flag football, which is a whole other side story. It was my kid's last flag football game of the year. And some context, we had a little Halloween event at their school last night. So we didn't have a game. So I got to go dad of the year, all that good stuff. Well, my youngest, not the baby, but the youngest, he wanted to be dressed as Post Malone. So my wife had gotten the entire tattoo kit
Nice.
from Amazon or wherever, I don't know. So he is fully face tatted. Like he went ahead and he learned how to do the tattoos, and he saw a picture and was like putting them in the right spot. So he's wearing like concert shirt, not.
Yeah.
And so we go, and yeah, it's cute, right? The only thing it was missing was a cigarette, and well, the tattoos didn't come off on the first wash. So turn back around today, he's still fully tatted. There's no fade to him at all. So we show up.
They're asking for a birth certificate on him.
And it's a Christian, it's a church flag football league, right? And he shows up looking like the Gridiron Gang. And thankfully he's a young one, right? Their team's multiple grade levels, and he's the youngest one on the team. So it ain't like he's out there just rocking people. But if he could have played like he looked like he had some bad intentions. But
yeah, that's
incredible. Long story short, I didn't get to watch the Alabama South Carolina game. I did see it was tight, and Bama won it at the end.
Yeah, it was. I think Carolina was driving with 2 minutes. I don't know. It was down to the wire, tie game. Carolina was driving, I guess, to kick the game-winning field goal. And I think they were in their own territory, and Lenoris fumbles at the bottom of a pile. Or maybe they were driving in Bama's territory. Like they were about to seal it off, basically. At least that's how it felt. And then Lenoris, he's going down and fumbles like right before his knee hits the ground. Bama recovers, go down, get in field goal range. But then they score a touchdown anyway. The guy lets him score with like 30 seconds left.
Try to get some time for the offense.
And because Carolina's out of timeouts. And then I'll be honest, Carolina's, I guess, 2-minute offense looked pretty bad. Like they threw a short route inside the middle of the field. They get up and clock it. Then they throw a short route kind of to the flats, and the dude doesn't even try to get out of bounds. So the time's going. And then Lenoris gets sacked. And it's just bad ending. I know that was probably heartbreaking for some of them, but I don't really care.
Man, this Clemson Carolina game this year is just going to be two toothless dogs just gnawing at each other. Yeah, the only thing that might make it interesting is if we get another brawl or some action like that. But it's at Carolina this year, right?
Yes. Yeah. We got a headset throw. Brian Kelly just chunked his headset.
Brian Kelly might be on the hot seat, man. I don't even have that game on. What's the score of that right now?
All right. A&M just scored, so it's 28-18 A&M with 8:45 in the third. So it's still early, but
okay.
At LSU though.
Yeah, it's different at night. And I guess we have to call it the real Death Valley. I don't know. Maybe we'll wait till Clemson goes there next year, and maybe we can get revenge.
I'm just gonna be a kind of a devil's advocate and say, well, the real Death Valley's in California, so neither of them are the real one. But
there you go. We actually got a piece of the rock from Death Valley, so I feel like that makes it more.
Yeah.
If we want to get real, but whatever. That's a side note. Well, we're about at that point for Team of the Week. I think, man, we're already hitting that 45-minute mark. So we added our new teams, guys, to the wheel. We're up to, I think, 30. What did we say before we start recording? 34 teams on the wheel now. And as we pick teams, we take those teams off. So just constantly adding. So the best odds for your team to be Team of the Week, they're only getting harder, right? We're adding multiple teams from you guys commenting on Spotify, YouTube, our TikToks and all that, Instagrams and all that. We add them as we see them. If you feel like your team got missed, drop another comment. We'll see it the second time around. But we got our Team of the Week spin wheel right here. It's brought to you by the Gridiron Spice Company.com. We ship all over. We'll get it wherever you need to get it. We got the 5-wide bundle, all 5 blends, $11 a jar, so it's $55 total, and you can use the code 4th and Ward, the number 4 TH, ANDWARD at checkout. Get another 10% off. So free shipping on that too. So you get 5 jars of seasoning, free shipping for $50, $10 a jar. They're big jars, Jack. You got them.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
they
they
are.
last.
You can
They
still
last a hot
see.
minute.
I mean, that's how big they are. That's as big as my face, so you can tell.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
pretty big. That's the varsity right
trying
there.
to help the folks out. Not to maybe peel back the curtain too much, but there might be a gridiron spice table at coaching school this year for our folks listening in Texas. For all the coaches, my buddy might be down there working that. So if you're not able to get it online, which you should be able to, if you're down there at coaching school in Houston this year, not San Antonio, you might be able to set us up. So we got our team of the week wheel right here, ready to roll. You want to give it a spin, Jack?
Let's do it.
Hold up, we picked them last week. Zealand, that was the one. We might have to remove
That's
them.
split. That's split. Yeah. False alarm.
Just a little trial run, guys.
Yeah, just had to make sure it was greased up, ready to go. Make sure you're paying attention. Was this a South? Aw.
I clicked one more. All right, we're going
River.
up. Going up to New York, Indian River High School in New York State.
All right.
Yeah, let's see this. I am extremely. Oh,
Whoops. Might have to blur that out. So if you were listening during that segment, you kind of know what we're talking about now.
click the wrong tab. For the folks on YouTube, they get hopefully they don't hit the freeze frame too quick. So we got Indian River High School,
Philadelphia, New York, which whatever.
All right.
Anyway,
How we looking at Indian River? Okay.
got the Wolves 5-3 overall, 3-1.
5-3. Good good conference record. Love to see it.
Had a forfeit there. That's interesting. I wonder what the story is with Cortland.
3-game win streak though.
Double
Go ahead and click on that forfeit game. Let's see did they
had
is
two
there no
forfeits.
score in
They had a forfeit and a forfeit. They won the game anyway, but
so they played the game and then afterwards they got forfeited anyway. I'm assuming that's how that works. I mean, if there's a score, they played the game.
Then overtime, double overtime, and another forfeit. Anyway, let's figure out what's
Boy, they have been
going on.
in some interesting matchups this year. They're the Indian River Wolves. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Now, what classification does it have? If you click standings, let's see what we're looking at here.
Sorry, I was investigating the.
Nah, it's fine.
3B West. So
I don't know how
B.
I don't know how New York football works. We might have to look up the enrollment just to get an idea. I'm not sure how they set their system up.
I don't know either. This is nuts.
My goodness.
They got sections, it looks like. So there's section B, but there's, section. I don't know. I'm getting lost in that. Section B. Okay. So they got 12 sections.
So maybe the sections are like, gosh, I don't know.
Is that their classification? And then the B is the conference or region?
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to do a deep dive. Somebody that's listening up there in New York, maybe y'all can drop a comment, give us some more insight on how it works up there.
Yeah, because they got Section 3A American, Section 3A National, Section 3 ABC-2. This is crazy.
Boy, this is like hieroglyphics trying to figure this out.
Hold on. New York State high school football classification. All right, let's see if this makes any sense. Where is football?
I can't make heads or tails of this. We might have to use ChatGPT just to explain it like a kindergartner how New York high school football classifications work.
Let's see if Gemini can do it. School enrollment. Okay, that's normal.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. All right, there's Class B, I think, right?
So 250 to 354 kids in the school.
Enrollment?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a smaller school.
That's a smaller school. That would definitely be like a South Carolina 1A, right?
Yeah.
That would be probably 3A below Texas, maybe lower 3A, 2As. 1A in Texas is where they get into
interesting
6-man football and stuff. Okay. All right. Well, they're off to a decent start. They got a couple
Yeah.
forfeits in there, but wins are wins. They still won the games. It looked like.
Yeah. So
The backstory, I'd be interested to hear what the backstories are on the forfeits. But let's see
Yeah.
what the uniform situation is looking like for old Indian River right here. I'm eager to see where this is at in New York too, because New York, you get outside of the cities, it's farmlands and
ooh, powder blue.
powder blue's clean.
They got
Powder
a good
blue and
logo.
navy.
They got the Florida State logo on the helmet.
Oh, that's clean. Bravo.
So they got a few.
The whites
That's
and
clean.
Nike jerseys.
Yeah, that's clean.
That's a good look. That's a good look. I like the
Just
shoulder
says River too. That's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
I like those. I don't like the shoulder stripes they had on the other ones. I like I don't know if I like
That's
the shoulder
Under
stripes
Armour.
on those. Oh, okay. So maybe, what if they're Under Armour now or if they're Nike now? I wonder
Yeah, I
which
can't
one's
tell if
newer,
they've
but
switched.
those navy, the white with the navy and the white is a good look, Indian River.
Yeah, it's a solid look. Let's see if we can find what that stadium looks like. See what kind of looks like turf. I think a lot of schools up north have turf.
Probably helps with the
Snow and all that.
weather getting nasty in the wintertime, yeah.
Don't really
And I
have a
think
good.
the snow melt and things like that when you get up north too, it can make things real nasty coming out of the winter for those other sports like soccer and stuff, maybe that use the field. That's the stadium right there, it looks like.
Looks like the stadium.
That looks like a nice little setup. Was it one set of bleachers?
That's what it looked like.
I mean, I guess you're talking small ball like this, that would make sense. I mean, it looks like a solid one stand setup.
It's just the athletics. Where in New York is this? Let's see if we can.
Yeah, I need to see.
All right, so here we are. Okay, yeah, we're in the rural parts of New York.
Yeah, yeah, we're up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's really up there. I mean, that's near Rochester, or pretty far from Rochester, but I mean, you're right near the Canada line, it looks like. Right
Heck
near
yeah, we're way up
81.
there. That's what we're talking about right there. We didn't set out to make Team of the Week the IMGs, Jack. We wanted to see the other guys that are out there in America.
But yeah, I mean, that's
A good little setup. I like the turf's nice. I like the letters right there in the middle. It's a good home side setup.
it looks like they've rebranded. Did I have them on there as the Warriors? I might have had them on there as the Warriors, but
They're the Warriors now. They were the Wolves on, I think, Max Preps when we just pulled that up.
yeah, so I guess they
They're one of those.
rebranded.
It was now. So they were the Warriors. Now they're the Wolves.
That's what I
I
can't
don't
figure
see
out.
Warriors needing to be fixed. I mean,
I don't
I don't know.
either. Maybe that's yeah.
I mean, there's some South Carolina schools that their mascots the Rebels, and if you know anything about Civil War history, like
Yeah. Let's see if I can find.
shoot, we had the one high school in South Carolina. They were the Auctioneers, right?
Yeah, that was
Way back in one of the earlier episodes.
yeah, go back and listen to that one if you haven't. Okay.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
That's a good
nice.
setup, man. It's a
Scenic.
good setup.
I'm still trying. Okay, there's a wolf mascot, so I don't know what.
Yeah, can we get some clarification on? So the Under Armour looks like the new jerseys too, Jack, with the shoulder stripes. Shouldn't have got away from those Nikes.
They're the
Those
Wolves. Okay, so they went Warriors to Wolves. Maybe the turf is just an older.
Yeah, okay, that makes
acquisition.
sense. You can't just flip turf. That's an expensive process. All right. Making some more sense up there in Indian River. Well,
Okay,
shoot,
go
shout
ahead.
out to Indian River, episode 31, Jack, team of the week.
There they are.
Indian River, Wolves, Warriors, all the above. Looks like they got it going on. Looks like they're going to be making the playoffs up there if we can figure out how the classifications and the setups for all the playoffs up there in New York work.
So
yeah, drop your comments, guys. If you want to see your team featured on the wheel, the odds have never been better to be a team of the week on 4th.
yeah, your odds are getting worse and worse each week you put them in there. So they get in early.
By the week. Yeah. You got a 1 in 30 something shot now.
Yeah.
You did this a few weeks ago. It was a 1 in 10 chance. So it's getting up there exponentially. But
You want to know what irks me? So, all right, you know McDonald's monopoly. You remember that from back in the day?
they still
It's
do
back.
that.
It's back.
Okay.
So they did it back in the day, and apparently there was a whole documentary. It was fraud, whatever,
Not
yada yada.
surprised. I never won anything. We went to McDonald's a good bit.
So they brought it back, and I loved it when they used to do it. Even if it's fraud, I don't really care. Fun collecting them, trying to get them. Anyway, so I've been on a McDonald's monopoly streak this week. I've eaten McDonald's at some point almost every day. And some point, I'm getting like nauseous thinking about it. And I've just felt like crap. Okay, so I'm like, I can't keep this up. But these kids, when they go to a career center, you know, they drive and they have a little bit extra time, and a lot of them go to McDonald's. So I've been telling them, like, hey man, you know, peel your tabs, give them to me. Like, you know, I'm collecting them. Hook me up. So now I got like 30, you know, just this week Monopoly pieces, and I'm scanning them, trying to get some of the prizes. But long story short, you know, dinner came around today. I was like, we gotta do the podcast later. I don't really feel like leaving the house. And my fiance had already eaten, so I'm like, I'm just gonna hop on, you know, DoorDash, whatever, get some McDonald's. Well, did it because of the pieces. I already feel terrible. I'm not gonna eat any more McDonald's than I have to, but I'm committed to the bit now. The McDonald's near my house in Simpsonville, I need to put the address out there because it's terrible. Every time I have ordered DoorDash from that McDonald's, the cheeseburger's been wrong. They always mess it up. Always. They never give you a straw. And now I get my McDonald's today, and it's not even the Monopoly branded like chicken nugget box or fry thing. I'm like, what are we doing? So I just like bashed them on, gave the DoorDasher a great rating because it wasn't their fault. But I bashed McDonald's, and so now DoorDash is reaching out to me trying to make it better. I'm like, you can't. Like, I feel like crap because I ate McDonald's and I didn't get my Monopoly piece.
The hay's in the barn. What was the point?
But anyway, if you're listening, you go to the high school, give me all your Monopoly pieces because I'm trying to win that Winnebago.
Oh, man. Yeah, you might inspire me. I might get some McDonald's tomorrow for our Sunday meetings. But
yeah.
Hey, appreciate you listening, guys. Y'all have a great week.
Stay golden.